Namo Namaha, Shubhodayam, Namaskar to all of you. Let us start with Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sisi Babagar, I request him to start. Let us all stand up and sing Vande Mataram.
అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి సిసి బాబు గారు. వినపడట్లేదండి మీ వాయిస్. స్పాట్ లైట్ చేస్తున్నాను. సిసి బాబు గారు మీరు చెప్తున్నారా?
బాబు గారు not hearing it seems.
ఓకే, వసుంధర గారు మీరు చెప్పేసేయండి. వసుంధర గారు.
ఎస్ భగిని, వినిపిస్తోందండి?
Please start Vande Mataram.
అస్తు. వందే మాతరం, వందే మాతరం, సుజలాం సుఫలాం మలయజ శీతలాం సస్యశ్యామ
మాతరం వందే మాతరం
ప్రజ్యోత్స్నా పులకితయామిని పుల్లకుసుమిత ద్రుమదళ శోభిని సుహాసిని సుమధురాం సుఖదాం వరదాం మాతరం వందే మాతరం, వందే మాతరం. ధన్యవాదాः.
ధన్యవాదాः. ప్రార్థన
ధ్యానం. గణానాం త్వా గణపతిం హవామహే కవిం కవీనా ఉపవస్రవస్తమం జ్యేష్ఠరాజం బ్రహ్మణాన్ బ్రహ్మణస్పద ఆనశృణ్వన్నోతవిశ్రీదసాదనం. ఓం మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. ప్రణో దేవీ సరస్వతి వాజేభిర్వాజినీవతి ధీనామవత్ర్యవతు. ఓం మహాసరస్వత్యై నమః. హరి ఓం. అసతో మా సద్గమయ, తమసో మా జ్యోతిర్గమయ, మృత్యోర్మా అమృతంగమయ. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. మాతృదేవో భవ, పితృదేవో భవ, ఆచార్యదేవో భవ, అతిథిదేవో భవ. ఓం గురుర్బ్రహ్మ గురుర్విష్ణు గురుర్దేవో మహేశ్వర, గురు సాక్షాత్ పరం బ్రహ్మ, తస్మై శ్రీ గురవే నమః. హరి ఓం. నమస్కారం.
ధన్యవాదాः. Again, Swagatam, Sushwagatam to all participants. Now, today is one of the landmark day for our course, that we are completing 1 month of instructions during this 3 months of the course. So far we have covered the topics Vedas, Vedangas, Dharma Sutras, Upanishads, Darshanams, Panchangam, and yesterday we have seen the Puranas. So today we have another great speaker, C.A. Kishore Garu, and he will be covering Ayurveda. So I request Lalita ji to introduce him to all of us.
Thank you, Kannalji, and good morning to all. A warm welcome to our speaker of the day, Dr. C.A. Kishore Garu. On behalf of Veda Samskruti Samiti, I welcome him on board as Vice President of Ayurveda and also as the speaker for the day. To tell about Dr. C.A. Kishore Garu, I think it requires ample time to tell about him because he's a very, very leading personality, I can say, in Karnataka and all over India also, because he's involved in almost all the initiatives about health and promotion of Ayurveda across the country and also in the state of Karnataka. He's a multi-language speaker. He's very familiar with Sanskrit, English, Hindi, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, 6 languages. And he's the president of India Ayurveda Foundation. He's an MD in Ayurveda. And also, he runs across many institutions. He's he's chairman, president, and co-founder of many institutions. I can say not less than, I think, 15 to 20 institutions. He's part of it. And also the Swachh Bharat mission of Government of India is a member. And he always, he's almost, I think he's a motivational speaker, and he has conducted not less than, he's delivered 500 lectures, not less than 500 lectures. And he's a celebrity, this one doctor, physician for many, I think not less than so many celebrities across the country, across the state. Any program done by the government of Karnataka, he's always there. Right from the chief minister and to all the levels of celebrities, he's on the VIP list. He'll be definitely part of it. And also, he has this service bent of mind where he gets involved into any kind of service activities. And also, he's been awarded for all his noble works he's done, like he's the Karnataka Vibhushan. He's also he's a member of the Karnataka development, that is Kannada Abhivruddhi Pradhikara, that is Pradhikara, that is the Karnataka development, the language development authority is a member, and also the language, language also, Kannada language promotion committee, so many other things, and also he's done a lot of medical camps, and he's on the, he especially youth, he's done a lot of motivational speeches and stress management for the corporate world. Through Ayurveda, he is promoting everything, and he has authored many books, not less than, I can say, I think 400 to 500 print material he has released. And Kishore Sutra is a wonderful book where the Mysore Maharaja also had it very recently, I think last month. He too took that book, It is a very popular book where, it is home remedies, Kishore Sutras. It gives all home remedies through Ayurveda. So that is it's found in every home, I can say. And he's a household name also, I can say, Dr. Kishore. So we all are very happy to have him to talk about Ayurveda. And I welcome him on behalf of Veda Samskruti Samiti and all our Sanaatana Dharma course participants to really give his speech and about Ayurveda. Thank you, sir. A very warm welcome, sir.
One addition, he also kindly accepted to be Vice President of our Veda Samskruti, and we request him to lead us.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Namami Dhanvantarim Adidevam Surasurair Vandita Pada Padmam Loke Jarar Bhayam Mrityunasham Tataramesham Vividhaushadhinam Dhanvantarim Ramanatam Sarvaroga Nivarakam Ayurveda Pravaktaram Vande Piyushadayakam Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Santu Niramaya. Good morning to everyone. It's a privilege for me to be with you this beautiful occasion of delivering the little thoughts of Ayurveda, what I have with me, and to share the same with you all. I humbly express my gratitude and thanks to Prabhakarji for inducting me into his team of the conservation, restoration, and propagation and promotion of Dharma. And my senior friend and a mentor of mine, Mrs. Lalita Garu, for giving me an opportunity to be with the core team. I'm really grateful and very happy to be with you and serve the society through you as well in the days to come. This is my prologue. As I said, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. This is the theme of what we all have in our minds. Though we don't do anything good, the basic intention that we need to have amongst ourselves is never to do bad to any creature in this world. And we want everyone to be happy. This is point number one. Second theme line of our life, Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Amaya means disease or disorder. So we should see that everyone should be under the fold of health and never enter the fold of disease. When you expand or elaborate the word disease, ease is comfort, disease is discomfort. It's as simple as that. Today, of late, with the modern science, we have understood that the definition of health is complete physical, social, emotional, cultural well-being is health. I also would wish to add, being spiritually attached is the real part of being healthy, or if at all, if you're healthy, being more healthier, or if you're already healthier, to be healthiest, you have to be attached to spirituality. That is the due course of history, which gives us a strong notation and evidence that all our Rishimunis, sages, yogis would live for hundreds of years, 100+ years rather, very happily, very healthy, that too very, very thin clothing on their body just to cover up themselves and live in the extreme part of the climate conditions like Himalayas. They would never have any problems and would enjoy a peaceful death and attain moksha very easily. Today, unfortunately, we are in a situation where in which if a baby is born, for a baby to be born, that itself is a huge task, where in which a married couple visits 4 to 5 gynecologists, rampantly n number of infertility specialists to create fertility to women is been rampantly increasing. We have sexologists, wherein which they advise us how to mate to produce children, and later on we have a very painful death at the end of the day because we are in a metro. Is my voice audible? Because the video is still.
Yeah, it is audible, very audible.
The video is still, so I had an apprehension. Sorry.
No,
So we all have a very painful life, and we die with a lot of money spending to the hospitals, lot of miseries, and people around us cursing. There is a saying in English which says, remember the day you were born, you were crying and people around you were laughing. Try to lead a life such that when you go laughing, people around you shall cry. Seldom we see such a situation in the present day scenario because the prarabdha karmas, what we do, is going to engulf us and is giving a painful death. Thanks to the so-called modernized, wherein which I call it as a pseudo-modernized lifestyle, wherein which we welcome a pizza delivery system more faster than an ambulance for a sake of 4 seconds of taste bud satisfaction. We are here to compromise 40 years of life, and We get up to the sunrise standard timings of some other country. We end up in the sunset timings of some other country. And our biological rhythm is totally been altered. At a very young age, we are engulfing ourselves into lot many disorders and diseases, especially Modi diabetes, not Narendra Modi. Modi diabetes virtually means maturity onset of diabetes in young. We are seeing very young children entering into the fold of diabetes. We are seeing arthritis at a very young age. In the city of Bangalore in Karnataka, there was only one cancer hospital, maybe 20, 25 years ago when we were students and when we were very young. Today, we have an oncology, rather a cancer hospital for every pin code. We have a super specialty doctor. We have a doctor for nail. We have a doctor for thumb. We have a doctor for the right eye. We have an eye specialist for a left eye. We have a hair transplant specialist. We have a upper dentist and the lower dentist and a gynecologist and the obstetrician in a very separate manner. Ultimately, we are not seeing the human being as a whole. There were the holistic system, there were Ayurveda, there were Veda Samskruti Samiti plays a prominent role in delivering health to the commoner, is my strong opinion and version. Veda, Samskara, Samskruti, when blended together, that gives a magnificent growth. And if at all, if any one of us think that what is the use of us entering into the Vedas, entering into the resurrection of Dharma, or what is the use for us if we try to revisit the tradition, the answer is very simple, that you owe a lot of things to the society. You are accountable, and people will acknowledge you only when your accountability is being fulfilled to the right extent, to the right people at the right time. Unfortunately, this is not being done. And if we think we need to be selfish, yes, we have to be selfish, at least in the conservation of health. If you are selfish in taking care of your own health, and if you motivate your family members to be selfish, if you take care of one family, make them very selfish in the conservation and promotion of health, and propagate, instigate, stimulate the same to everything, 1 gramam will be healthy. If 1 gramam is selfish, 1 panchayat will be healthy. If many such panchayats will be healthy, 1 state will be healthy. 1 state will be healthy, and that influences other states. Definitely a country will be healthy, thus the globe will be healthy. And the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, what we have, shall be fulfilled. Considering the whole globe as one family, it is our bound responsibility to see that people shall be healthy. I hope you will all acknowledge with my words when I say all the seniors like Prabhakar Garu and things like that, all elite people, all seniors, all Vidvamsas and all Veda Parinitis would have been born in their home itself. There were no medical intervention during their birth. I'm pretty sure they will live for 100 full years, and live well and leave well concept is being completely mentioned, keeping them in perspective. And the natural death shall come to such great people after 100 years in the home itself. Compare the same situation with the third generation, maybe a child of 1 or 2 years now. I'm pretty sure you'll acknowledge with my words, wherein which the baby is born in a hospital, and after the birth of the baby, we take an opinion of 2, 3, 4, 5. It may be a cardiologist, it may be a pulmonologist, it may be a neonatologist, it may be a pediatrician, it may be an infant specialist, and doubly make sure that the baby is healthy, because we are pretty sure that the baby inside the womb is not healthy, because mother is into pastries, pizza, kebab, fried foods, ice creams, no mental peace at all, absolute stress, working for some other country in a different biological time rhythm, having exorbitant weight, no concept of dhyana, no concept of pranayama, no concept of being healthy, no concept of enjoying life in a blissful right way that they can, and all such micromanagement of life This is a part of dharma which is being told, is not being unfolded by her, wherein which the samskara or samskruti is not being inculcated and indulged in her lifestyle at that given point of time. The baby being born healthy is definitely a multi-million-dollar question. And see today's lifestyle. We are seeing people dying at mid 40s, mid 50s. We are seeing diabetes at a very young age, which is very unfortunate. Let me just elaborate 2 minutes of your time. Let me be taken by me to elaborate the role of diabetes. When we were students, rather, I have a 21-year-old experience in my hospital as of today. And when we were students, it was very simple that a diabetic patient enters into an OPD. Our teachers, our head of the department would say, see, he is so stout. See, he is so lazy. See, he is a rich man, idly sitting in the house doing no work. That's the reason why he has been diabetic. And such lifestyles have to be changed. No medicines to be put. See that he will walk. He will talk nicely. He will walk more. He will have a good thought process. He will have lot many positive things inside him, and detoxification has to be done. Of course, as Ayurveda professionals, Panchakarma is one of the important tool wherein which we try to detoxify them at a physical level. But the dhyana being attached spiritually will make us more detoxified mentally and morally. That is the point wherein which dharma plays a very prominent role, wherein which Veda plays a very prominent role in one's own promoting health and prevention of disorders. As we all know, Ayurveda is a Upaveda of Atharva Veda, and all of us are Vijnanis today. Thanks to the WhatsApp universities and Facebook universities, wherein which news is being manufactured to the fingertips, and the produced news is, rather than being used in the richest way, it is overused, it is abused, it is misused, and that's the reason why health is at a stake. I was just telling you, at a very young age, people enter into lot many diseases and disorders. You have seen one of the legendary film stars in Karnataka, Puneeth Rajkumar, who died of a massive heart attack at the age of 46. I can give you n number of such anecdotes where in which we have lost great people at a very young age, which is very unfortunate. Jatasya Maranam Dhruvam is definitely an integral part of life. The person who has attained his life on this earth has definitely should find an end. But at the same time, Anayasena Maranam Vina Dainena Jivanam is also the principle of life, wherein which we have to get attached to that philosophies. Without Veda, Dharma is not fulfilled. Without Dharma, life is not fulfilled. Without Dharma, health can never be achieved, for which I strongly believe Veda, Samskruti has to be blended to promote samskara to the generation next. That's the reason why BAMS, our basic degree, before we all do our masters, that is MD, PhD, some things like that. BAMS is called as Bachelor of Ayurveda Medicine and Surgery, for which after I completed the same and before I entered my MD, I tried to rename the same as Bridge between Ayurveda and Modern Science, which implies technologically and technically we need to be modernized, and therapeutically we need to be traditional. Bridging the gap between tradition and technology should be the responsible reply for the generations to come. Similarly, post 1.5 decades, the past previous 1.5 decades, post under the leadership of the present Prime Minister, irrespective of me being attached to any parties, I am very grateful that India is definitely shining. The post of Vishwaguru is definitely going to be attained. There were days wherein which the name of Vivekananda was being spelled by very few here and there. There were a lot many other people not related to the conservation of dharma which is being spelled. Now Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, everything is being done. And off the record of my medical talk, now I have started an abhiyan of writers of right thinking and right writing. So we used to make fun that Ganesha had a huge belly, Krishna had 16,000 wives, Shiva used to play with snake and things like that. I am creating a platform and an environment where in which a concept of correct writing, that is right writing, has to be inculcated by the right thinkers. When the thinking is right, the writing shall be right. When you define life, life is a very short definition of life is very short, which happens at a very instant level. Between thinking and inking, what will happen is life. What you think, yad bhavam tad bhavati, we say. What you think, the same thing will happen. I have been into n number of studies at a national level and international level, wherein which I make most of my patients chant Vishnu Sahasranama, though they don't know the value and meaning of that at the initial level. I make most of my pediatric patients, that is small kids, enter into my room by giving them a small gift and say that they chant Shubhashitam on everyday basis. The baby who learns 30 Shubhashitam becomes, I visit to my hospital by the baby for any pediatric issues is once in a month. Especially I treat more of childhood asthmas and skin related cases to children. The best baby who has spelled out Subhashitam in a very good phonetic way and knowing the meaning of the same, 30 shlokas in 30 days is been awarded by me, appreciated by me, acknowledged by me. Why I am telling you this is because a baby who is learning Shubhashita, a chronic patient starting from cancer to tuberculosis to simple arthritis, who is just chanting Vishnu Sahasranama, the quality of life improvement is definitely better by 30 to 50%. And as you know, treatment protocol, most of the people think they go to the best qualified doctor, they have the best possible investigations in this world, they spend more money. Thanks to the insurance companies, you enter into a hospital as one individual, and if at all, if you are covered by insurance, you get out of the hospital as 4 patients, and you are referred for 8 to 10 specialists, because second opinion is an post mandatory choice after you visit one doctor to take the second opinion. So you are a prey and you are a food for 10 doctors the moment you enter into a laboratory or a hospital. With due diligence and responsibility, I am dead against medical terrorism. Unfortunately, most of the times we are here to terrorize people. Most of us, not all of us, there are great doctors. They are very knowledgeable, service-minded, non-commercial. The doctors, even in the other pathis, they respect Indology. When the symposium happens amongst doctors, I always say there is usually a fight between allopathy, homeopathy, naturopathy, Unani. I always say in a house how Satipathy fights, and at the end of the day they are unified. Similarly, we should also be unified, because the whole intention is swastasya swasthya rakshanam and aturasya vikara prashamanam, which means to say, if you're already healthy, the basic responsibility of a doctor is to promote the health of an individual. This is where we are lacking now. And if you are diseased or if you are into disorder, then the major role that we may need to play is to see that you are out of the disease completely, not just by giving medications, by giving aptopadesha, by doing the right counseling, by taking patient into confidence, by loving the patient with your Atma soul. And the definition of health is virtual sense in Ayurveda or in Sanskrit or in Dharma or in Upanishad say, Prasanna Atma Indriya Manaha Swastya Ityavidiyate. What is the definition of swasthata? We always say we should be healthy. Does the bloody parameters what a laboratory gives you a 16 or a 60-page report post-returning and says that everything is healthy, do you mean that that is the real definition of health? Or on the contrary, if someone says that the next person is having cancer or a huge hole in the heart, does it mean to say that based on the papers he is going to die in the next couple of hours or couple of months? Certainly wrong. I have great experiences where in which all the laboratory parameters are normal and patient will die out of massive heart attacks or unknown causes of deaths, unnatural deaths happen at a very young age. I have also seen people with 3 or 4th stage of cancers, wherein which they have lived up to 86, 87 years of their life with 25 to 26 years of cancers in an absolutely rightful way, and have seen them very closely following their own dharma, following their own dietary principles in the right way at the right time and being guided by the right people. So there where we lack as of now. Such a beautiful definition Ayurveda gives you when it comes to the concept of health. It says, Samadosha Samagnischa Samadhatu Malakriyaha Prasanna Atma Indriya Manaha Swaste Chavidiyate. Just think by closing your eyes as to how beautiful the definition in these 2 lines is being spelled by the Acharyas 5,000 years ago. The shloka narrated, spelled out, written 5,000 years ago is been relevant for today, not just for today, to the generation next as well. Today, WHO, comprising of all great stalwarts from across the globe, tries to redefine the definition of health periodically. Whereas the definition of Ayurveda is 5,000 years old, and I'm pretty sure for the next 5,000 years, the same verse is valid and shall be in force, and when inculcated, shall keep all the individuals will be healthy, and not just being healthy, dying healthy is all the more important. Samadosha. Vata, Pitta, Kapha are the doshas. Impairment of 3 things will create disease. So you should have samyata in these doshas. Sama Agni, Panchabhuta Agni, Sapta Dhattvagnis have to be in normalcy at all points of time. At any given point of time, your Dhattvagni is good. In Sanskrit, we say, Sarve Piroga Hamandagnav Sutara Mudaranicha. If your koshta, if your digestion level is not good, then definitely you will enter into lot many diseases and disorders. Very wrong example on a lighter note, I would wish to say, if you have a cat or a dog next to you, just hold its tongue and see how pink and how bright and how lustrous and how shining it is. Have you ever seen a cat entering into the phase of jwara, fever? There is a say which says that the cat never gets fever because the koshta or the digestive system of the cat is that perfect. The digestion process of the dog, though it eats all the dirty, nasty things in his world, is so perfect that it will never enter. The moment the dog knows that its abdomen is not healthy, it will go eat grass, vomit itself, cleanse the body, and sees that it is fit. Whereas we human beings try to eat anything and everything in the world, though the human race is not being designed to eat the non-vegetarian food which is being consumed as a peer pressure, as a part of fantasy. Thanks to all the electronic medias, thanks to all the print medias, thanks to the social medias, wherein which you go on surfing channels and moving on papers from one page to others, you have lot many black colored cola drinks being propagated, lot many junk foods which includes monosodium glutamate or a Chinese salt or Ajinomoto, what we call, make your tongue addictive to such foods. Thanks to the new generation schools, where which the students are propagated for an unhealthy cake cutting habit inside the classrooms, and high energy is being inculcated into the babies, and see that they are into the fold of n number of disorders or diseases at a very young age. We always use the word purohitam. We always define this to a person who is a priest, who is connected to God, who is inside the temple, or who will go to one's home, do Satyanarayana Puja and come out. The real sense of the word Purohitam means ones who will take the one great person, responsible person, who will take care of the Pura, that is his own native place, in the right way, is a real Purohita. A doctor having 300 patients a day, no time at all to scratch his cheeks, no time at all to have breakfast, no time at all to have coffee, sorry, kashayams, because we are into peer pressures of smoking, alcohol, and coffee and teas, and has become an integral part of our life. We have decoded the drinks to a lot many new variants today. There were days wherein which a person would come home, especially in a hot season, some jaggery and water would be given. That would be the welcome drink. Today, you know, in the parties, in the weddings, what a welcome drink is. And in a get together, in a sahabhojana concept, one person would get fruits, one person would get vegetables, one lady could cut the vegetables, other lady would boil the vegetables, and the children or the mid-aged people, both men and women, would serve the food. And some people, especially little more energetic people, more stronger people, the healthiest people amongst the slot would clean. And there was sahavasa, there was sahabhojana, there was saharsha. Today, we go into the restaurants, and especially the vegetarian community, so-called by birth. I'm not enumerating any caste here in this media. By birth, many of them are genetically vegetarians. They end up into non-vegetarian just because they have visited America, they visit Germany, someone else eats a chicken, someone else eats a fish there. They try to get it over here. The same, they don't get the stale food for sure. They have such similar fake nutrition concepts. They have stopped eating geese. When it comes to ghee, I know I am touching the multiple points in a smaller way because the time is very short, and I can elaborate 2 to 3 hours on what all I have spelled today in the days to come, because Veda Samskruti Sabha, everyone should know, and every senior member to a junior member should know that they are the ambassadors for health. And without Veda, there is no Swasthya. And Swasthya is never complete without Veda. And altogether, Ayurveda is not mine, it is ours. Ours means it is very much Indian. And for India to become Vishwa Guru, health contribution also plays a very prominent, progressive, promising role. And thanks to Narendra Modi, one simple Yoga Day celebration. 21st July, June, sun will come at one particular point. The shadow of the same is not being found. Such a miracle, and that is being decided as the Yoga Day. Today, one decision made by one Prime Minister of the then called as a developing country. Today, multi countries have been supporting. Lot of studies on yoga and Ayurveda has been done in Germany now. And now the pseudo fake narratives, what the medical terrorism related people used to do decades of years ago for the sake of propagating their own health, is being understood by the people that it is false. It's such a shameful act that now we understand that salt should be there in the toothpaste. Now we are understanding that charcoal should be there in the toothpaste. Now we understand that cow dung has a lot of antimicrobial, antiviral, anti-tussive properties. Now we understand that turmeric should be in the face cream. Now we understand that onion should be in a shampoo. It was being well designed, very much utilized in the absolute raw form, wherein it's the micro and macronutrient aspects of that particular herb or dravya was being inculcated by one own self in a very natural way on a daily basis. When it comes to ghee, when it comes to coconut oil, there were a lot of false narratives wherein which people would made to believe that you get hypercholesteremia, heart attack would happen, and you would die. I'll give you an anecdote. In the France, the nursing staff after the age of 80 was being studied into the protocol, and out of 100 subjects, that is 100 candidates who are 80 plus in age, most of them are women. Everyone had hyper triglyceridemia, that is dyslipidemia, hypercholesterols, and they had quality of life. Their average lifespan was somewhere between 88 to 96, and the triglycerides Here, if it is 200, we put them on medications. There, their triglycerides were more than 500. More than 500. So, as I told you, the moment you are not aware of what the previous generations were doing is right, then we try to think that they were all senseless. The concepts, the lifestyles, what they were been following is useless. And we try to say that we are very modernized. I'm very sorry to say that we are ignorant. We are sorry that we have not understood them. They had a very simple life. They had a strategic life. They had a lot of statistics. They had a lot of sense. They had specifics and simplicity too. That was not been translated in the right way. And the false narratives in between made a huge difference in converting the mid-aged generation today to see that they are into n number of diseases and disorders. And I was talking about ghee and coconut oil. Coconut oil, when consumed internally, is next best thing what you can give to the baby after the mother's milk. When it comes to ghee is the best promoting factor for the dhriti and smriti. Memory, retention, recollection happens to a great extent just because of consumption of 5 ml of ghee a day. I can give you n number of anecdotes wherein which a small girl child is being fed with 5 ml of ghee. In Kannada, they say, Sala madi adru tuppa tinnu. When translated, it opines, you take loan, buy ghee, see that the baby is fed with ghee if you don't have money. That is mandatory for one's own health. If that ghee is being utilized on a daily basis, the baby gets the best of the intellect, the best of the memory, and it will never be an arthritic patient. And especially post or 45 or 50 years, the post-menopausal blues are completely vanished. And you will acknowledge, you will watch, because many senior women are here post 50. What are all the turmoils that they are facing today? What are all the social disturbances that they are facing? How much intolerant they will be? It shall be neighbors' envy and owners' pride most of the times. So consumption of ghee, we had left it off. We have a concept of buffet eating now, standing and eating up to the brim. It was so well designed. Forget about the caste community. Any Indian system, they would sit on the floor and eat. This is point number one. Point number two, I'll give you an example. When you sit and eat, usually there was no seal plates. They would have a fresh plantain leaf in it. Acid alkali imbalancement shall not happen if you consume food on a plantain leaf. అరిటాకులో మనం భోజనం చేస్తే ఏ విధంగా కూడా మనకు గ్యాస్ట్రైటిస్ రాదు. And such a beautiful concept. The concept is being mimicked, maybe with different taste from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and West Bengal to Gujarat. The food would start with a sweet. We start the food in South India with a payasam. At the right corner of the leaf and left corner of the leaf, we have salt, so that the Shedrasas, Swadu, Amla, Lavana, Kattu, Tikta, Kashaya, all Shedrasas are being included in the right way so that everything is being consumed. Just close your eyes for a moment and think about the plantain leaf in front of you. Left side, it is absolutely small. Right side just broadens up. It means to say you should have a proper food in a very distinguished, designed way. You will have 2 vegetables, 2 dals, 1 sweet, 1 pickle, 1 salt. If you say, sir, papad is being served, so oil goes inside, so that something wrong shall happen to the body. When you have lubrication to your door hinges, the sound doesn't come. If you eat 1 or 2 papads on a festive day, definitely that much of pure oil is definitely needed to the body as a part of internal lubrication. I'm talking about the genuine. Everything was organic then. Today, we are paying 10 times more the money in the name of organic, and we are using all petrochemical refined oils as a part of edible oil today. And there is nothing called as PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acids. There was no PUFA concept. People were alive. There were no iodized salt. We used to eat sea salt. We used to eat rock salt in a very natural form. people would never die. Today, there are a lot of, for 2 rupees salt, which is being imported from a seashore to a metropolitan city, we are paying 30, 40 rupees in the name of an iodized salt for the beautiful packing. And packing takes much of your price rather than the quality from what within they have. Such micromanagement discussions have to be done. Only this seed, when being inculcated to the younger generation now, I am proud to say that I have stopped giving chocolates to the schools to my children's birthdays, because chocolates are the most unhealthiest edible thing what you can give to your baby. I always say that this year 100 grams of silver, the very next day I don't party, I don't spend money on feeding people. I gift my own children with more and more silver every year, consolidating some money, because they used to say that, he is born in a golden spoon, he was born with a silver spoon and things like that. These are all not the words which was being spoken on the lighter terms. If a king would eat with a gold spoon, not a golden spoon, his immune levels would go up to a great extent. Nacha sarvani sharirani vyadikshamatum samartani bhavanti. Vyadikshamatum nama vyadibala virodikatvam. Vyadi utpadaka pratibandhakatvam iti cha anye is what Charaka says in the Sroto Vimani Adhyaya. This is known when you know the Veda rightly. Knowing the Veda doesn't mean that you have to study Ayurveda only. Even if you study Rigveda, if you study Yajurveda, if you study Atharva Veda, if you study Samaveda, if you study yourself from within, if you study your Atma, if you just mimic what your grandfather was doing, especially many scholars are there, many stalwarts are there, many Veda Gurus are there, many Shastris are here, many Pandits are here. The third generation of such great people, if they try to mimic their grandmothers and grandfathers in the food habits, rest assured, they will definitely be healthy till the last breath of our life. Samadosha, Samagnischa, Samadhatu. Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Asti, Majja, Shukra. Sapta Dhatus. Today, there is Rasakshaya. Many people are either totally lean or absolutely obese. I have seen a 4th standard boy weighing 83 kgs yesterday. 4th standard student weighing 83 kgs. I have also seen a 29-year-old girl weighing 35 kgs. I'm telling you two extremes, what I usually see in my office on a daily basis. I always say, what is the contribution of big malls entering into metropolitan cities is the biggest contribution what a mall has given you is a malnutrition. So, where are we heading? Is our 30-40 sites, is our gold, is our luxury life, is our penthouses, is our swimming pool, is our resort going to give health, or a good diet, good lifestyle, good concept of good living matters? That has to be addressed. That has to be addressed. We have a false narratives on multiple things in life, wherein which we don't understand what we are eating most of the times. We don't know why we are eating most of the times. And many a times we don't understand what other person is eating, whether is it satmya to us or not. Is it compatible or incompatible to me, has to be understood. Just because someone else eats something, we also try to eat the same thing. It may be compatible to him, but not to us. With that, lot many problems are being engulfed and we enter into problems. Samadosha, Samagnischa, Samadhatu, Malakriyaha. The Trimalas, there is Sveda, sweat, Mutra, urination, feces, defecation. Sveda, Mutra, Purisha has to be expelled out periodically. Today, I see on an average 3 patients with almost 60 to 70 patients seen by me on a daily basis. Out of 60 to 70, 3 of them come to me with a huge complaint, that is constipation. Why constipation? Which was never into the fold of a general practice or a specialty practice or a super specialty practice a decade ago. Today, the word constipation has become greater than Constantinople for the reason our dietary habits are absolutely hopeless. Our lifestyles are very hopeless. Initially, every individual would be a Swayam Sevak. Means to say, his own service would be done by himself only. He would take bath, he would wash his clothes, he would wash his vessels, he would do all sorts of his own personal things. We have maid servants from fingertip to the foot snout, and lot many problems are being engulfing. And there is a say, a poor man will take care of a cow, a rich man takes care of a dog. That is what is happening. And today, if you go on a walk early in the morning by 5 o'clock, especially in cities of Hyderabad or Delhi or Calcutta or Mumbai or Bangalore, your neighbor will definitely ask you, sir, आप आ गया क्या डायबिटीज क्लब को? कब से चालू हो गया आपका डायबिटीज? షుగర్ స్టార్ట్ అయిందా మీకు? దానితో పాటు వాక్ చేస్తున్నారా? నాకు ఇప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అయిందండి, రండి కలిసి వాక్ చేస్తాం. అంటే వాక్ చేసేవాడంటే డయాబెటీస్ వచ్చిందనమాట. వాక్ చేస్తూనే ఉంటే డయాబెటీస్ మనకు రానే రాదు అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ లో మనం బయటకు వచ్చేస్తున్నాము. సో మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, ది సత్వ, ఆత్మ, మనస్సు has to be synchronized, has to be unified. The symbiosis of all three things is life. There is a disconnect today. Therein, most important, I was telling that Vijnana is Vishishta Gnana. That Vishishta Gnana has to be utilized by one and all in the right way. Only then we can be healthy. If you are healthy, your spouse is healthy. If the couple is healthy, the children are healthy, the family is healthy, your particular province is healthy, relatedly the country is. So if at all, if you want to be selfish, the take home message is be selfish in the health wise. Be selfish in knowing your dharma. What is dharma? Doing the right thing to the right person at the right time in a rightful way is the simple definition of dharma, is what I have understood. If you just go and invade the classics, this is what it implies: to do right things. To do right things in all multifaceted walks of life is what is being taught by Dharma. It is also been said, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. What is the concept of this? Go and stand in front of a temple as a watchdog? Not just that. Every temple, when a lot of corona happened, a lot of catastrophes happened, a lot of tsunamis happened, a lot of volcanoes happened. I can give you n number of anecdotes that the monuments in the form of temples which were being built hundreds and thousands of years ago was not even being shaken. Not even a micro ounce, not even a single brick of such great temples were being shaken with such catastrophes and natural calamities when it happened, because the engineering concept of our forefathers was so great. The architectural principles, that is a part of dharma, that is a part of vastu shastra, that is a part of nitya dharma, nitya karma. So they were all dharma yogis, they were all karma yogis, and they used to follow what they knew in the right way, and they would try to implement that and try to influence that. And now we call they're all belonging to one particular dharma. I was talking to you about Purohita. The real Purohita is not just a priest. Of course, a priest is a Purohita, no doubt about it. The real Purohita is the one who will always see the Pura is into Hita. That particular province is into comfort zone. Mother is a real Purohita. A Guru, rather teacher, is a real Purohita. And last but not the least, a doctor is a real Purohita, because a doctor success is not being measured by number of patients enter into a clinic. I always opine that a doctor who is well established in his province with least number of patients and more number of friends entering into his hospital for the sake of giving invitation to Guru Pravesham, for the sake of giving invitation to the child marriage, for the sake of invitation to, by saying that, you know, he has excelled something in life, इनको PhD मिल गया, उनको M.Tech मिला, मेरा बच्चा वो देश में जाके काम कर रहा है, वो मुझको इतना अवार्ड मिला, to share such beautiful anecdotes. They enter your room, they give you some sweets, they hug you, they fall to your feet, and they show their gratitude. They give you some fruits and flowers. This is the real work, what a doctor should do. And unfortunately, we are not doing it. There were days I've seen, my father is 75 years old and he is an allopathy physician. I have seen his practice when I was young, where in which people would come, stay outside by saying that, పొద్దున్నే బిడ్డ పుట్టిందండి, ఈరోజు మంచి పేరు పెట్టేయండి. ఎందుకమ్మా నేను పెట్టాలా, నేను డాక్టరు, నన్ను మంచి అయ్యవారులతో పై పేరు పెట్టించుకుంటే, లేదండి మీరు ఆశీర్వాదం చేసిన వల్ల పాప హెల్త్గా పుట్టింది, మంచి పేరు పెట్టండి. ఏం బిడ్డమ్మా, మగ బిడ్డ అండి. ఏ రోజుమా, ఈ రోజు మంగళవారం, గణేష్ అని పెట్టు, సంకష్ట చతుర్థి మంచిది అవుతుంది అంటే వాడు చర్చదాకా గణేష్ అనే పేరుతో ఉండేవాడు. నామకరణం అయ్యేది మన క్లినిక్ లో అవుతా ఉంది. నామకరణం would happen in our clinic. And we talk about sophistications, we talk about science, we talk about modernizations. Let me give a simple anecdote and close my talk because we are entering 7:30 and I have taken much of your time. When I was a student, my father used to practice and I was with him in his office, and suddenly we receive a call. A person of around 40-42 years rushes to our place at 9 o'clock. I am talking about early 80s, in which there was not even a landline. Forget about mobile phones and pagers was later on. Landline was initially, pager later on, mobile and things like that. Now there was not even a landline. He walked to my father's clinic at 9 o'clock in the late night, and he was such a dumb fellow who could not tell us that his wife was pregnant. He only said that massive stomach pain and the wife was crying and shouting and screaming. Immediately come and see. It was 14 kilometers away from our place. It was a deep remote village wherein which there was no light at all in that village, not just in the house, in the whole of village there was no electricity at that given point of time. And as a part of support, rather security or support, however you may call it as, my father took me to that place. After going there, he realized that that stomach pain was a full-term labor pain. She was yet to deliver a baby. No one in the small village to support her but for this husband. And this husband was absolutely illiterate, of course, yes, but all the more ignorant as well. He never knew that the wife would deliver in few seconds. He thought the delivery is somewhere very far and there was an unnatural abdominal pain. He never assumed it to be a labor pain. So there was no accessories with us to deliver the baby. The best thing, this is the real anecdote what has happened, which I am trying to share with you. My father removed his genivaram. A simple shaving blade was put into the boiling water and that was being boiled in turmeric water. The mother and baby was being extracted, separated. The umbilical cord was being cut with a conventional shaving blade, which was being sterilized in a turmeric water in early 80s. And the sacred thread what we wear, again deviation of dharma, what many people will say, and conservation and restoration of dharma and saving a life is what I say. We saved the mother and baby. Today that baby is all the more happy, all the more healthy, all the more smart enough to handle our own life in this world. Which means to say, the sense, the simplicity, the logic, what the Veda would try to inculcate amongst us in any of our profession that we take. Today, I'm a micro miniature part of the Veda Jagat, in which I talk about Ayurveda. To understand the word Veda, one's whole life is not sufficient. So, fortunately, Veda Samiti is there. Fortunately, Vidwamsas are there. Fortunately, Shastra is being known by many Shastris here. Fortunately, early morning 6 o'clock, we have great people from different walks of life, stopping all their jobs, all Mahodayas and Bhaginis, stopping their homework, postponing the same for 1 or 2 hours, sitting in front of Zoom. And thanks to the modernized world, thanks to the mobile revolution, wherein which I am talking to a person in Hyderabad, Delhi, America, California, sitting in Bangalore over here. Fortunately, the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is happening through a cellular phone today. And I'm very grateful that the great organization has inducted me into the team of working. I'm really indebted that a micro miniature Ayurveda Vaidya like me is being given an opportunity to express my views in front of an elite audience, and I will unconditionally ask for an apology if I have spoken anything wrong early in the morning in front of all these Veda Acharyas and Vidhamsas, because my knowledge pertaining to the other sorts of Veda is very limited. And I would also wish to say that I have started up an abhiyana of Vande Mataram on this 9th as a part of Samskara Bharati. And my strong vision is, as a part of conservation and restoration of health, Lalita Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama, Durga Saptashati, and all the more Subhashitas to the young children have to be inculcated by force, by chance, not by choice. When this has been done, then Bharata becoming a Vishwa Guru in the days to come, we will also be a small Samit in that Mahayagna and see that the contribution of ours to the country and contribution of the country to the world and the concept of Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu is attained in completely it has been attained, that is in complete space, and Sarve Santu Niramayaha, all of us shall live healthy and live healthy. Vande Mataram, Jayatu Bharatam. Dhanyavad. Any questions, any corrections, any criticisms, please, you're free to ask me now. With my limited knowledge, if at all, if I know the answer, I will definitely answer you rightly. If not, give me some time. The Jignasa concept is very much open in my Atma Manas also. So let me also introspect and ask my gurus about the questions for the answers that I know, and I shall get back to you in the days to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. You spoke the heart of mine, and you spoke the heart of, you spoke the principle of Veda Samskruti Samiti. This is what we are expecting to be implanted in our Samiti members and all the viewers here. We have done a right job, which Veda Samskruti Samiti wants to do. And it is a pleasure and it is a fortune for me to have such a good lecture today, which speaks our heart. Veda Samskruti heart. Last 10 years, I am struggling to express this and implant in the people's mind. And I don't know how much I could succeed. I could come to this level of bringing a seminar or webinars on this line and trying
You have, sorry to interrupt, sir, you have succeeded. The anecdote for your success is me getting connected to you. You have been touching a micro miniature part of the society. That is what is real success that you have achieved, sir.
Dhanyawada. Babu, take over, please.
Okay, let us start interacting with the participants. Now, Vishwanath Garu.
Mahadaya, one simple this one is, anybody let them ask just 1 minute, one question. Because almost all want to raise their hand and ask questions.
And
because
very
if 2 or
crisply.
3 people get occupied, others are not getting the opportunity.
Agree
Let
with
us all follow this one. Simple question, one question, no personal discussion. If anything personal, you can ask Dr. Kishore Garu later also. Please.
Yeah.
I will share my number so that any personal questions, they are free to ask me. My YouTube is Kishore Sutra, Kishore space SUTRA, not THRA. KISHORE space SUTRA. I would request all of them to subscribe so that they get notifications periodically and they can put their inputs right there so that I will interact with them. They want to talk to me about their personal issues. This is not the platform, but I'll be all the more happy to share my personal number to them. Please make a note of the same. It is 80500 10100. I repeat, 80500 10100. 80 500 10 100.
Yeah, that's what Dr. Kishore does in all his seminars. That's why I gave in advance this one. He doesn't want to have any personal talk. Please,
it's very, others will feel uncomfortable for me answering into one's personal questions. That's the reason why I usually avoid. It's not that I should not. If they are okay, I will for sure. I have no hesitations or obligations.
Okay, let's have V. Vishwanath.
Namaskaram, Dr. Mahodaya.
Namaste, namaste ji.
It was a wonderful lecture, really, on this Ayurveda. Mine is a very general question: is when we have a time when it will be restored to its past glory?
It will be definitely restored. It is on its way. And how our President Mahodaya has taken a step, if all of us put one small summit into this Mahayagna, very soon Ayurveda has already reached multi countries. It is not the mainstream in other countries. And post Modi's era and welcoming Yogi Adityanath, probably, definitely Ayurveda will gain its glory and definitely it will gain importance. And I have already declared it and discussed with many government advisory committees, me being a part of that inside the government of Karnataka, to see that it is no more an alternative system of medicine. It is a medicine of independence. So this is very clear. So the days are very nearby, and in a span of 5 to 6 years, you will definitely see that Ayurveda shall be the mainstream of medicines to many of the disorders. And at the same time, let me tell you that every system has limitations. No system is complete. So what allopathy can do, I may not be able to do. What me as an Ayurveda person can do, allopathy cannot do. So where we can excel, we shall definitely excel and try to see that people will never enter into the fold of disease. That is the main job that we need to do. Once that is being done, when good morals are being inculcated into the child, the necessity of police station doesn't arise at all. When we have a lot of thieves, a lot of cheats, a lot of cutthroats, then a strong police is being required. When we rear the children in the right way so that they don't steal, they talk truth, they have a very good yoga and karate practice so that they can defend themselves, then absolutely a police station is not at all being required in the province. In the same way, if the health has been restored by one's own diet, lifestyle, and mindset, he enter into the doctor's fold doesn't arise at all, and there where our role is of great importance. Once this is done, I think subjectively and objectively we have won the game.
Thank you very much. Can you just repeat your cell number once?
80-500-10100. 80-500-10-100.
Thank you.
YouTube is Kishore Sutra, Kishore Sutra, which is in my bottom line of this Zoom as well. That is my Zoom name, Zoom ID as well. Kishore Sutra, Sutra. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next question, please.
Next, CC Babu.
Namaskaram, Dr. Kishore Garu.
Namaste, namaste ji, cheppandi.
My question is that in the present day world, wherein the oil that we consume, we don't know what the oil is really about. All the eatables, including the milk, we don't know what it is really. So how do we go about this when we fully knowingly we are taking all the adulterated and
when it comes to oil, the question is very complex, but the answer is very simple. Instead of taking a packed oil, you have machines starting from 6,000 to 15,000-16,000, where in which you can extract the oil from the ingredients you put from within. You can extract groundnut oil, you can extract till oil, you can extract mustard oil, you can extract castor oil in the same machine. The machine is available in Amazon or Flipkart, starts from 6,000 onwards. So my strong request is, what oil you are used to. If you are very close to a coastal region, use coconut oil. If you are accustomed to any other oils, it may be ginger oil, it may be mustard oil, please use the same. There is nothing that you have to use rice bran oil, because that is not being genetically accepted by Indians. If you are using sunflower oil, yes, take the sunflower seeds, put it in the milk, take an oil, extract the oil, and definitely you can use the same. The oil part is being resolved. When it comes to milk coming inside a plastic packet now, lot of hormonal changes, lot of carcinogenic effects might happen, which is not been established hitherto. The best thing is, if you are not in a metropolitan city, if you are connected to a nearby village, see that the milk is being outsourced from the farmer directly and then being utilized. Or else, being in the city, you have more options wherein which direct cow milk is being reached to your home through a container. on a specific time basis on a daily schedules, that can also be utilized. Metropolitan cities, this is the answer. Rural places, getting in touch with the cow directly is an answer.
Dhanyawad.
Okay, Gautam ji. Can you unmute him?
Namaskar, Kishore ji. It is an
Namaste,
excellent lecture. We got a lot of things. My question is that I have a borderline cholesterol, not high, but it is on the border. So, will this cow ghee, pure cow ghee, will have any negative effect on any cholesterol? Can I happily take
You
it?
can consume ghee happily. You will never die because of cholesterol to whatever the God has given you destiny to live in this world.
Okay.
If you are 80, 20 more years is yours. If you are 40, 60 more years is yours, along with ghee inside your tongue on a daily basis, for sure.
Half teaspoon or 1 teaspoonful.
5 ml to 10 ml conventionally on a 24-hour day basis.
Okay. 5 to 10.
That is 3 ml per food schedule.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
There is one question from Vemuri Shastri Garu.
Cheppandi Shastri garu.
Oil seeds, can they be used directly with so many hands handling?
I gave the reply to that. Buy
Hmm.
an oil seed, wash the same, dry the same, put it in the grinding machine, which you can purchase for 6,000 onwards in Amazon. Try to extract an oil and use the same. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Shastri Garu, you want to say anything or is okay? Okay. Now,
There is a question here.
Yes, sir.
Earlier question, in the beginning itself. Dr. Kishore, whether eating raw onion, garlic is healthy.
Definitely healthy. You can. See, when it comes to garlic, Sanskrit, we say the name of the garlic in Sanskrit is Lashuna. Eko rasasya unaha Lashunaha. But for Lavana rasa, amongst the Shadrasas, that is Vadu, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Tikta, Kashaya. But for Lavana rasa, all the 5 rasas are there in garlic. Definitely that is good, especially if at all if you fear for cholesterol, you chew garlic. Don't take a ready-made pill of garlic. Chew garlic on a daily basis. That gives you wonders. Point number 1, that reduces weight, that improves metabolism, that sees that acid alkali imbalance has been stabilized, that controls diabetes, that manages heart, that will be beneficial for hypertension and kidneys as well. Only the negative part of garlic is it is a bit of tamasa guna, it makes you lethargic, and it is of a very bad smell. And especially during corona, if you can eat, social distancing will automatically happen, so you can consume the same.
okay. Shastri Garu, you want to say anything?
Lakshmi Garu is there to talk.
Sir,
Lakshmi
namaskar. Can I
Namaste,
speak?
namaste.
I am Shastri. Can I speak, sir?
Yes, sir, please, please. I'm
Namaskar,
unable to
Andy.
see anything.
Very thanks for the lecture. Quite informative. My only point is that, when we buy the oil seeds, they may be having dust, they may be handled with the dirty hands and all that. Even if we make it ourselves in the kitchen, oil preparation, that what happens to that the dust and unhygiene handling of the seeds?
This question is already been answered twice. You can buy the oil seeds, dry the same, wash it well, dry the same, and then use it. Point number 1. Point number 2, when your immunity is good, nothing is going to happen. Point number 3, you are only worried about oil seeds. You're not worried about the ready-made maida, the ready-made ragi, the ready-made suji, the ready-made rava idli mix, the ready-made dosa mix, the ready-made rava idli mix, and the bloody Darshini's food and standing and eating, what we all practice most of the times, entering into the restaurants and eating. All such is being contaminated by hundreds of hands. Compared to that, oil seed handling by n number of people shall definitely not hamper your health. Be rest assured, you can consume the same. A
Thank you.
simple
One more
dust
question.
is being handled by 14 people, 14 hands. Their hepatitis may come, lot many bacteria may enter your body, lot many microorganisms and macroorganisms may enter your body, wherein which we are not aware of at all. That's what was a joke yesterday in the medical world. When people buy samosas made in a very cheap petrochemical oil, it is not being questioned. When a panipuri is being made with a human urine for the taste and tinge to come, that is not being questioned. When we go to a barber and he uses a blade, we don't question whether the previous person where the same blade was being used had an HIV or not. We don't question. If we go and consume water in or juice or a drink in any restaurant or a bar, we don't question whether the glass is being washed or not. But once a doctor prescribes a medicine, we will definitely ask, is it safe, sir? Any side effects are going to come. So this was the discussion what we had yesterday. So I'm pretty sure once I did talk about immunity for a couple of minutes in the discussion, if you have good immunity, even if you eat stone, it will be digested pretty well, not to worry, sir.
Thank you very much. One more small question that we had COVID and it's still going on. Any perfect medicine in Ayurveda which can be practiced?
First of all, no fear when good immunity is here. This is my strong reply to COVID. And medicine, there was no word COVID being heard by anyone till 2019 September. Post 19, unfortunately, everyone has become the vice chancellors of COVID University, which is very unfortunate and trying to give you unwanted gyan by advising you to consume A, B, C to Z, and now A1 and A2 subdivisions also been started. So the first advice is, as long as it doesn't trouble you, you don't trouble COVID. Second thing, if at all, if it troubles you, let us know the intensity of the trouble that it is going to give you. Based on the intensity, we will try to kill the enemy. You can definitely live with COVID as long as your mental stability is very strong. Most of the people whom we have lost in the pandemic 1-2 season is that wherein which they have feared morally more than physically. And there where loss of life is there. Only 5% COVID can kill you. 95% the mindset shall kill you. So don't ever worry about that. And the concept of the concept of chastity, the concept of cleanliness is already and always been said in Vedas. So washing hands, washing foot, entering in the house, immediately change the linen, change the clothes. If you go out and come, take a bath and then enter into the puja room, cleanse your body in the washroom, cleanse your mind in the puja room, then enter the kitchen is the philosophy of life. Had we all practiced the same thing, COVID would never have come to us. And even after accepting the COVID, when you see the death ratio in Israel, in Germany, in America, we are all thankful to our forefathers for the beautiful lifestyle that they have gifted us. The deaths of COVID is the least in India.
Thank you a lot, sir.
And be thankful to the COVID period, wherein which I also spoke to you all people during the COVID-2 period itself for the first time. I got in touch with VSS, I got in touch with Lalita Madam, I got in touch with our Adhyaksh Mahojaji during COVID period. It made us all closer because there was a lot of social distancing. The mental distancing was not there and we got mentally connected. So I always see positive things in the COVID period.
Thank you. And I have one request.
C.P. Lakshmi Garu is there for a question.
I have one request, please allow me to speak. With your good influence in the government, can you influence them to introduce all these healthy concepts, hygiene concepts at the age of senior KG or junior KG, so that the youngsters, today youngsters, 30, 40, they don't listen to the seniors of all what all you have said.
That's a very valid point. See, no law can be implemented, including wearing of a helmet, not using a mobile phone while driving, as long as one's own inclinations is strong from within. And if you have a strong inclinative mind from within to follow the rules, and the rules are not at all being needed by any government, we can take care of ourselves. This is
Sir,
what
I
is my
agree.
strong
I
note.
agree. Your
But
philosophy is agreed, but engage. Whatever
my
you
answer
learn.
is not completed, sir. My answer is
Yeah.
yet to complete.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
with my good office or your good office as an individual, the policies in the government cannot be implemented, because for one good thing to happen, there are 1,000 negatives hands which play a prominent, progressive, promising role. So we can always put a word, but executing our thoughts is highly impossible, not difficultly possible, highly impossible, because government runs on many other multifactorial issues, not by one's own lips and ears.
With the present philosophy of Swachh Bharat, is it possible?
That we may have to talk to Modi, not to the CMs.
Yeah. So I think you can.
Collectively, we all shall.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
Lakshmi Garu.
Yeah. Namaskar, Mahodaya.
Namaste, ji.
My question is, do you relate to immunity regarding the milk that we take from the cows or from the buffaloes directly, where they are also being injected with different injections to increase the milk yield?
Cows getting injected for unwanted reasons is definitely condemnable. Point number one. The cows, what you are thinking, what I suppose is a HF or a Jersey cow, which is a fat cow, which is a multi-colored cow, I consider it to be a modified pig and not a cow at all. The cow, according to me, is a Desi indigenous cow, which a lot of explanations can be given by me in the days to come. It is Amrut Mahal, Swarna Mahal, Malnad Gidda, Rajasthan varieties and things like that, which will give you a very less quantity of milk. The first priority of the cow's milk is to the calf and not to the human race. What is in excess is only to be given to the human race. This is point number one. When it comes to milk, mother's milk, as long as the mother breast has the milk, so long the baby should take, and that is a real part of immune development. So milk issue is definitely been addressed. When the cow is injected with a lot of chemicals and more milk is being produced, such milk has to be condemned and not to be consumed.
But such cows and buffaloes are very rarely been available, no, doctor?
It is, you have to support the concept of such cow breeding and such buffalo breeding. Now I have started indigenous cow breeding centers and indigenous dog breeding centers, and I don't sell cows and I don't sell dogs now. I gift them, and I see that they gift it to me back after the child is been, the mother gives a birth to the baby, both either male or female. They have to give it back to us. The mother is being given free. We have to take an abhiyan and see that the next generation will have a definitely healthy cow, should be there, and healthy milk is being produced.
Yeah, this is also part of Dharma, I would say.
We shall together in the days to come for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kishore. And one more question in the chat.
Yeah, last question, because my outpatient starts at 8 o'clock. I have 7 more minutes. I request you to take this as the last question.
Okay. Are there any good Ayurveda treatment for knee pain around the age of?
Every treatment in Ayurveda for knee pain is good, sir. As long as the knee is good, the treatment is good. As long as the patient is good, the treatment is good. As long as the patient is obedient, the treatment compliance is excellent.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Kishore, for the question answer session. We are all
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm privileged. I'm honored. I am blessed to be amongst the elite audience. I am thankful for the wonderful questions that is thrown on me. And my sincere apologies if I could not convince you in the right way that you expected it to happen. And I'm pretty sure that my association with you shall be till my last breath. And I am also sure that all seniors in this group will bless me in all the endeavors of the nation building activity that I am doing, and you will be with me as ever, forever.
Definitely, definitely, Kishore Garu, the blessings of all, mostly, all people in this particular forum are, at least half of them are elder to you. So all their blessings are with you. Definitely. And now we'll have Prarthana and Janaganamana. So I request all to stay back and then complete this also. Let's have Prarthana, please.
One word I would like to add before doing Prarthana. The platform is given to you, Kishore ji. Please take over and advise us what is to be done on the right way. You are the vice president of this organization. Please lead us.
It's not leading, sir. It is just a support. A small person like me will definitely be of whatever the support. My Tanu Mana Dhana will be with you. Anything, anytime that I can do from my end will always be done. And anything that you can order me for the nation building activity, for sure, I promise you on this platform that to the best of my capacity and ability, I will strongly work for the betterment of the society. I am a true nationalist. I am a out and out indigenous person. I believe in promoting, if need be, selling Indology. That is the need of the hour, because the concept of indigenous mind, brain, and soul was being accepted, and a lot of jealous was being there, and lot of libraries was being burnt because they were not accepting our brains. They were jealous of our brains. And today the narrative has to be changed from all like-minded people like us, and the Veda has to be communicated to the generation of the present day in the right way, in their own language. Only then they will come to us. And now I have started up this health mission. I head Swasth Samruddha Bharata and Bharatiya Ayurveda Pratishthan as the national president, where I am into resurrecting traditional concepts into reality. And I am trying to see that why Ekadasi is being done, trying to explain them on a scientific footage. I also try to see that why fasting is being done, and why our forefathers, our seniors, our Gurujis used to eat only fruits in the nights, Mitahara, Hitahara, why these concepts were there in our lifestyle. I am trying to give a scientific footage to the traditional principles and making the younger generation believe into the Veda, in particular Ayurveda, by saying that the olden people were simple and yet scientific. Once this bridge has been established, definitely the younger generation will come to our fold. The narration has to be redefined. The history has to be changed. And I'm happy that people like you have come into the modern effects of entering into Zoom, talking to people, connecting people across country. This is what is the need of the hour. If all Gurujis, all saints, all Pandits, all Shastris confine themselves to Panchatantrams and Panchangams and sit inside the house or the village and try to help the local people, the concept shall not be propagated. I'm grateful and indebted to the initiative that you have taken through Veda Samskruti Samiti, so that the concept is reaching pan-India and pan-globe. And this mission has to grow, 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 grow. And there is no end for this. And all of us are accountable for this nation building activity. And as a micro miniature part, my support is rest assured to you, sir.
Dhanyavadaha. Well said. Satyam Guptavan. So we will go ahead together. Now Prarthana. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Sarve santu niramayaha. Sarve bhadrani paschantu. Ma kacchat dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sahana vavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Satyam vada dharmanchara sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, Idannamama, Namaskara.
Dhanyavadaha. Let's have Janaganamana now. CC Babu Garu. Unmute CC Babu Garu.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I request all to stand up and also all to sing.
Jana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद
Jai Hind.
जय हिंद जय हिंद थैंक यू